and I gotta go diving straight in. Are you the real owner of FFF? Let's talk about Danny. Danny, your son is a fucking wild card. We all know what went down. What is his relationship with FFF? Can you separate father and business? And is there any concerns there for you guys, like with him moving forward? Welcome to the Traders and Haters podcast, episode number 14, baby. We are live. It's your boy, Thebigdaddymax, with the one and only Mr. Sober Pay to Play. Bro, the amount of energy, the amount of energy your fat ass just had to take to lean forward and do that. We could see it coming through your face, bro.
Bro, you got no idea how hard that was.
Bro, the amount of energy it just took for you to do that, oh my God, is unbelievable. Guys, we have a great and special show for you today. One, we got the CEO of Funded Future Family here, Mr. Manny Morazz himself. He's going to be joining us here very shortly. Number two, we are proudly sponsored by FFF during the show while the CEO is here, and that means, bam, 50% off, 1 day to pass, no activation fee right now. 50% off, 1 day to pass, no activation fee, only for 1 hour. Code BDM, y'all. Code BDM. Let's get the show started with a bang. Let's invite Mr. Manny up to the stage. This is Traders and Haters. This is the worst trading podcast in the world. And I really appreciate you coming on the worst trading podcast in the world. And Lama likes to get drunk during the show and say outrageous things. And I have officially banned him from drinking. He's not allowed to drink on the on the podcast anymore. Seriously. Okay. So
I didn't see anything.
All right.
All good.
I got both.
Now that Max said that, I decided I'm gonna be mature, guys, and I'm not gonna be drinking tequila today. I'm gonna be drinking whiskey. Manny, cheers! Thank you for being here, guys. We all know the rules. First one always gets chugged. Manny, thank you for being here, and we appreciate you.
Thank you for having me, guys. It's a pleasure to be here with you and your team.
This guy stresses me out so hard. It's not even funny. This guy stresses me out. Manny, welcome to the show. We appreciate you having, and thank you for the 50% off, 1 day to pass, no activation fee. And I believe that only lasts for like the hour. You guys said you can do it for like an hour. I pushed, you gave back. We really appreciate that. And the giveaways you agreed to for the show. Thank you so much. And thank you for being here. With that being said, even though you have sponsored the show and sponsored shows in the past, we appreciate you. I'm going to dive right in now. I think you're great. You know, I think you're great, Manny, but I'm not going to be, I'm not here to be a bitch, and I got to go diving straight in. Are you the real owner of FFF?
Yeah, no, thank you. And I want you to be straight, right? That's what this is about. The title of the show goes with the interview. Right. And so it's a great opportunity to some extent give my side of the story. There's always two sides and then the truth, right, Max? So but yeah, I am the owner of FFF. I am the only owner. There's no partnerships. There's no hidden or silent ownership. It's just myself. And it's been great. I did not come in as the original owner, as everyone knows. This was a vision that Danny had. He worked it with Jadon, and personally, they put a lot of work in at the beginning, but because of all the issues, as everyone knows, it's not a secret. Right. I ended up purchasing FFF because I really liked the vision. I really liked the idea. I saw that it was being a good, profitable business as long as it's run properly. And not only that, Max, but we have a lot of people in the back end that are working hard and have been working hard for over a year now. And I care about them as well. And, so I thought, hey, this is something good. I have the resources to buy it. I bought both of them out. And so here I am. We're going on 8 months in, officially running FFF. You could see the payout junction. We're nearing 6 million. And really, guys, it's been a blessing to do this. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of negativity, and I'm hoping today we could clear some of that out. And then moving forward, people will get to know a little bit more about FFF as it is today.
Okay. Hey, if you're willing to open Pandora's box, baby, I'm willing to fucking crank it open for you. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, okay, let's dive right in. Let's talk about Danny. Danny, your son is a fucking wild card. I think he's great. He's a friend to me, a friend to Llama. Do you actually know how me and Danny first interacted? Do you know that story?
I do not. No.
I do reactions. I'm like the reaction king on social media. I do finance reactions, and I made a reaction of Danny making an absolute wild trade. He made about $47,000 in one trade, and his wife had jumped in the screen at the end, and I had just screamed, "Look at that gold digger in the back." And then Danny messaged me after it went super viral on every platform, and he was not happy with me. He was very upset with me. Um, and then after about a week of talking back and forth, we actually became friends. So we worked through that, and we became friends. And Danny is a wild card, Manny, and we all know what went down. And what is his relationship with FFF? Not you. Obviously, we know he's your son. What is his relationship with Futures Funded Futures Family like right now?
Yeah. Well, Danny's an affiliate, as everyone knows, and I know there's a lot of again negativity towards Danny. You mentioned it right now. You saw a trade that he did. I've seen his finances. I know that what he does is legit. He does really well. He's made mistakes, but his relationship here with FFF is there's not a relationship any better than yours, Max, as far as an affiliate. Just
Right.
like he has a lot of people that will talk down on him or talk negative about him, there's a lot of other people that like working with Danny, and Danny is really good for business. Obviously, being my son, there will be occasions where I'll reach out to him and say, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And as a matter of fact, I'll reach out to Jaden. I've reached out to you, right? You guys are in this industry all the time, so there's people that I consult for specific things, and
Right.
Danny is one of them. You know, why not? There's a lot of good things that he could contribute. But his role today is an affiliate, and he
Right.
does very well, and so it's good for business, and that's what he's doing today.
Negative publicity is still good publicity. And every day I have people calling me all kinds of names, everything you could think of. And I don't give a shit. I don't read the comments anymore. You read these comments, and for every two people that talk well about you, there's two that are going to call me a fat idiot. You're disgusting. Bro's 50 years old talking about 18-year-olds. They call Llama Tubby, Lard Ass, Chucky, Chumpy Cheeks.
It's
They
just
call
like
him all
a
kinds of
very
things.
healthy
Yeah.
man. It's all good,
Yeah.
right, Lama? Very healthy. That's it.
Real
A
quick,
higher level of health.
real
I was
quick.
there before.
Yeah. I was under the impression that you were one of us, Manny. You're not looking like a big guy on stage right now. You're like a skinny guy. I thought you were. Are you on Ozempic?
No, no, actually,
Second question,
so-
can you get us sponsored by Ozempic?
no, not that good, but it is covered by Medicare.
Right, right. I thought you were going to be a big guy. The word around town was you were some big guy, but that's clearly not the truth. You're not a big dude.
I was a big dude about 5 years ago. I had a hypertension, and it was mainly because of my weight. I always thought that's
Right.
crazy. There's people that are heavier than me and they don't have a hypertension problem. But after I lost the first 50 pounds, my blood pressure went back down, and I've kind of kept it off. I'm 5'11". I weigh 218 pounds. I'm a little heavy for
Oh,
my
about
size,
half the size
but
of Llama.
not as heavy as I used to be. I was nearing 300 pounds at one time. But that was about 5 years ago. From
Well,
back
okay,
then,
good for
a big
you.
difference.
Hey, good for you. Good for you. I thought you were a dude, but you're not. And good for you for health reasons to lose the weight. I thought hypertension was what Llama's chair is under all day, every day. But I guess there's a different term for hypertension. But I guess the same result if Llama lost weight, I guess his chair wouldn't have hypertension anymore either. So that works pretty good. So, yeah.
Uh,
So
Possible.
real quick. So Danny's an affiliate. And he's traded live and for you guys and everything. And with everything that transpired, I mean, there's still so many people that talk shit. Like you said, he's still good for business, and I agree with that. Negative publicity is still really good publicity. But like, can you separate father and business? And is there any concerns there for you guys, like with him moving forward?
No, I can separate. I have separated family and business. Business is business, and it just not just here with FFF, but even with Medicare. Danny worked for me a very short time. My younger son worked for me a very short time. It wasn't for them. My older boy, Manny Jr., he works for the other business. He's a general manager. But when it comes to business, Max, I'm not the type of father that just gives away. At one point, when I was younger, I became homeless. I grew up in a dysfunctional family. I grew up around gangs down in San Diego County. So I know what it is like not to have anything. So when I started working hard, and I had two choices, either I could become a criminal and justify it because of the type of lifestyle that I was living at the time, or
Right.
I could just work hard and set goals and have some success and teach my kids from that. No, so that's kind of how it's been. I have nothing to hide. I'm being very transparent. Family and business are two separate things. I have many employees that work for us, and most of them are not family. There's
Right.
family that reaches out to me and says, "Hey, can I get a job?" No, you're not qualified. That's just the way it is.
Right. Your
Yeah.
business. Now, you are a businessman. You own another business. Now, I don't know a lot about your other business, but your company, you do health insurance or what?
I'm
You
a
do.
Medicare health plan broker, and I'm glad you bring that up. I'm not a
You're a
life insurance
broker.
agent. I'm a broker, so
Uh,
I'm contracted with multiple Medicare health plans. I don't charge people to represent them. I don't work for Medicare, but I'm licensed to represent Medicare Advantage plans. Morazz Health Insurance Agency is the name of my company. I've had it for 15 years. We've helped thousands of people. Ideally, at the beginning of my time at the Medicare, it was servicing the Hispanic community. I'm not Filipino, by the way. I know people always ask, "Are you Filipino? Are you Asian?" I'm Mexican American, right? But
I
the
mean,
idea here
what's the
was
difference?
that,
What's the
yeah.
difference?
So
No,
so so the Medicare business is very good to us. It's still good to us. And thankfully for that business, I was able to purchase this business, and I'm not relying on what we do with FFF just yet. But it's more the way I'm set up at the other business. But yeah, that's what I do. I'm a Medicare health plan broker. I don't do life insurance. We don't charge people for the service. We don't do Medi-Cal.
right.
I've seen a lot of comments, Max, and if the person's making comments are not a licensed agent, then they don't know what they're talking about, right? It's
Listen,
basically like,
I get it.
you're not a doctor, you can't say take this medication because it'll do good for you, unless
I
it's
get
over the
it.
counter. It's the same
I
thing.
Yeah. I I am an insurance broker in Florida. I'm a licensed property and casualty insurance broker in Florida, and I owned insurance brokerage in Florida for a time. Unfortunately, I got fucked by a partner, which every business person I feel like goes through at some point. I got
Yeah.
screwed over bad, and so yeah, a lot of people don't understand the difference between being the broker and pushing insurance plans onto people, and so vastly different step. So that clears up a lot from it. So I didn't realize you were a broker. That clears up a lot. Um,
But real quick, and Medicare is highly regulated, Max. The amount of certifications that we have to do every year anyway. I mean, people could just Google on
oh
Medicare.gov and they'll
yeah,
see how regulated we are, right? So there's no telesales, telemarketing. That's illegal in
right.
our business. So
Yeah, no,
just
my
wanted to
wife
touch on
owns a therapy company and they work with Medicaid and Medicare and everything very closely. We're getting their people certified through the insurance and billing and all of that. And trust me, I know it's anything dealing with insurance in that industry. It's a wonderful industry, but it's also a pain in the ass. It's
it
a
is.
lot of stuff you got to do, a lot of certifications, a lot of training, research. New employee comes in. Sometimes it takes 6 months to even get them going. Like so,
Exactly.
there's a lot of shit that goes in that. All right, that's good. I mean, you've owned a business for 15 years. Do you think that's going to help you moving forward with FFF? Because right now,
Absolutely.
FFF is like the new kid that just moved into school and started talking mad shit about like everybody. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of skepticism
Yeah.
around the company right now, and like, what do you have to say about all of that?
Yeah, well, and I do feel that my experience with my business and what I used to do prior to that, running other businesses, is helping me here now. What I think, Max, is now that I have this business and it's been a few months, I do understand that it comes down to giving a good testimony, right? Hey, payouts are being made on time. Max, you are an affiliate. Have I ever not paid you? Or have I paid you late, right? Same for my employees. They get paid on time. So it comes down to having a forecast and a projection and making sure that as a business, you have all that covered before you cover yourself. right? So I think that what I've learned through running other businesses is actually taking place here with FFF today. And I just think it's a matter of time with all the innovations that we're doing, investments that we've made in technology. I think over the next few weeks, and we'll talk about that later, but we're going to see a lot of progress in what FFF is today versus what it will be in the next few weeks, right, to come.
Right. Can you say confidently that FFF is going to be around at the end of 2025? Like the trajectory, the everything you guys are doing right now and seeing, like, can you confidently say, like, we're doing good, like the business is thriving?
Absolutely. Yes. FFF is healthy. We are doing well. Look, at the time of all the drama back in February, there was multiple opportunities to bow out. There was people that were willing to negotiate, to buy us. And you know, I was firm. I was like, no, this is actually a good business, and it's not going to depend on one or two people. This business depends on the service that we provide the user, right? Hearing the user. You said it earlier, like in the Medicare, you hire a new employee, it takes at least 6 months for them to learn. Well, when you open up a new business, it takes at least 90 days of observing, seeing what you are inheriting to start cleaning up, right? And so now I'm going on my 3rd month, and I think that today I'm more confident than ever than from day one, even when I was just a CFO, that this is going to be a very good business. And I think people will come, they'll be treated well, they'll be paid on time, their questions will be answered. And I think that is what's going to maintain us to continue to grow. There's business for everyone out there, right? So really there's no competition. If you look, that's how I look at it. There's a lot of competition, but there's no competition if you run your business well and you run it based on your projections. Right. So you make more, you don't spend more. You make more and you maintain stability, and then you make a profit. That's how it works.
The math is mathing, Manny. The math is mathing. I can't tell you how many times, Lama knows this, how many people have asked me to start a prop firm with them. And I can't tell you how many times. Man, Llama's one of them. Let's start our own. Let's start our own. I can't tell you how many times, Nick. So many people. Max, let's start a prop together, bro. Your socials, let's do it. And I'm like, fuck no. I do not want the headache of dealing with a prop firm and dealing with people. People are what I would think is the worst part of owning a prop firm, but also obviously it's the business model. You're service-based industry, you're serving them a product. But God, I do not envy you, Manny. And you step right into the role without hesitation. And you guys seem to be doing good. I mean, you everything's going well. And I can tell you from my end, everything's been going very well. I can tell you from my end. I can't speak on your end, but I can tell you on my end. But I want to know is
if there's any watching that could say that I haven't paid them, get on right now and confront me. I'm taking care of the people that need to be taken care of. That's the way it is. It's otherwise you're going to have a bad reputation. I'm old school, Max. I'm about being a man of your word, right? We can sign contracts the way it is today. But you got to be a man of your word. And you know what? As you said it, we're human. We make mistakes. So I also know how to say, hey, I'm sorry. I made a mistake, but I'll fix it, right?
One thing that drew me, Manny, to like, you know what, this guy Manny's actually a pretty good dude, is a friend of mine on X. Got denied a payout a while ago. And he's not an influencer. He got like 19,000 followers. He's a nobody, you know what I mean? And you called him. He said you called him. The CEO called me and said, hey, I took over and I see in here what happened. I see the issues. We read up on it and we're going to make it right. And you even took care of him on the back end. Now that's weird to me that you did that, but that made me realize you as a person, you're a good dude and you're doing shit old school kind of way. And you didn't have to, you know what I mean? You're a prop firm CEO, so you don't have to do shit like that. You know what I mean? Like that's hell no. You don't see prop firm CEOs like that. So I mean, that just talks about like your character.
Yeah, and my ops team constantly tells me, hey, we got it. But you know what, Max? I like to go on Instagram. I like to go on X. And whenever I have time, I'll respond to people myself. I'll take care of their needs myself. And, like I said, it's to me, it was like a 90-day process of taking over, observing. So I've been going back to visit cases that I think were not treated fairly to fix them. And that's all we're doing. There's going to be others that feel they weren't treated fairly, but if they broke the scaling plan and there's no way around it, I'm sorry. It is what it is, right?
I just saw a video of this little bitch complaining on social media that he broke the scaling plan and he didn't get his payout and his accounts were turned off and then in his video, as he's sitting here crying to his social media following of 2,000, he says, "I broke the plan. I know I broke the plan, but it was only by like 10 seconds, so you couldn't bend the rules for me." And I was like, what a pathetic fucking like, oh yeah, let's just bend. And then you know what happens now is if you guys do bend the rules for one person, how can you have integrity across the whole board? How many traders do you think have come across FFF? 5,000? 10?
No,
5,000?
no. Since
10?
day one, no, more than 20,000 traders have come by. Even more. I didn't go do a deep research, but I could tell you, I get a bill from Ninja Trader every month, and it shows how many traders that I'm paying for, right? So it's it's a lot, right? It's a lot.
Yeah.
Like I told you earlier, it's been a blessing to be in this industry.
Well, shit. Now hey, let Lama needs to hold about 350, man. You let Lama hold about 350.
Well, you know,
Lama popped all his accounts today. Let him hold a little something.
And you know what? I want to touch on this video real quick. I don't want to. I told you earlier. There's always two sides of the story, and then sometimes there's the truth, right? But honestly, I respect that person's opinion. They have the right to do their video, but I do want to address that the scaling plan has never changed, and it's outlined in our website. But we did hear, right, people's opinions, people's feedback. And so that is being resolved this week where it's going to be automated in our existing dashboard and our new dashboard that is yet to come. So I'm listening. Like I said, I go on there, I listen. You don't think sometimes I'm tempted to go back and defend myself? I am, but it's not the right thing to do. The best thing to do, take the feedback. I love constructive criticism because it just makes you better. And I think
but there's a right way and a wrong way to do constructive criticism. And going on social media crying about I was robbed and I was stolen from and all this shit because I broke a rule and they won't bend it for me, that's pathetic and you come off like a bitch. But now if people come to you and they say, listen, this is what happened, I'm cool with it. And this is the rule, do you have any plans in the future of changing this because I fucked up and a lot of people seem to be messing up. And so officially right now, that scaling rule, you guys are automating it.
We are. And we're actually testing it on the existing dash tomorrow so that it kicks in now. But I do want to say, Max, we will listen to people's issues case to case. Okay. There is people that we will work with. We will take care of them. If we didn't take care of this person, it's probably more to it than just 10 seconds, but I'm just going to leave it at that.
Right.
But we are fair and we are generous. You know that. Right?
My own moderator and admin and one of the best freaking guys and traders in that I have, one of my people, Hobby, he got denied a payout from you guys because of the scaling rule. And he's been careful since, followed it, and he has gotten paid out from you guys since. Made the mistake, went back, corrected it. And you know what? Every prop has rules. Every prop has their rules, and 50% of people most of the time are going to complain about those rules, and the other 50% are going to be like, I don't care, I love this prop firm. Perfect example, Apex is crazy huge and exploding and people love it, and then the other 50% of people are like, oh, trailing drawdown is the worst thing I've ever heard, but then they're going to go buy 20 accounts on the next sale. So it's like, I don't get it. You know what I mean? Everyone has their opinions. One right there, Apex is garbage right off the jump. The guy said it. I don't have to say it. Half of the people are going to say it, and it's going to be like that for anything. You know what I mean? Like you said before, Manny, there's two sides to every story, and that's great that you guys are correcting it. What else are you guys doing? I've been hearing rumors about a dashboard and some new innovative dashboard for, come on now, like at least a month. What are we doing on the back end here? What other improvements? There's got to be more than just the scaling rule automation. What else?
I actually made some notes because it's too much to name, right? But we did make some, like I said, the scaling will be automated, and this will prevent the trader from exceeding the scaling plan contract limits. The news trading is allowed on all accounts, and it's actually effective today for all accounts, old accounts and new accounts.
You can trade news, or you can't?
You can.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we have, we did the revise to the payout structure, but we've also doubled the max payout from 50K to 100K, right? So, this is a common practice. Every firm out there has made their own adjustments, and they will continue to do so. It's a business, right? We have to make a business that is profitable. But my goal is to make a business that's a win-win, where people are happy, right? We also have a live account now, Max. We're actually doing the testing, the demos right now as we speak. That was part of our earlier meeting today. We have selected traders to onboard. We'll continue to do so, but that's another innovation
Right.
for FFF. And then the famous dashboard, right? Now, Max, I gave you a sneak peek. The dashboard is ready. The final thing that we're working on is the payout junction, or I'm sorry, the payout mechanism, so that
Right.
the trader can request their payout and the affiliate could have access to their dash and request their commissions as well. So these are some of the new things that we're working on. We also have new plans that are coming. We're looking at doing a straight to funded plan and a one day to pass plan permanently, right? But those are things that you'll see this month. So this is a perfect timing that we're
A
having
lot
this
of
talk
shit.
today, because it's just so much coming in. Exactly. There's a lot. And to me, one of the most important things that we're working on is 24/7 customer support, right? That's key to be
So
able to resolve anyone's issues right on live, right? And so that's what's coming as well this month. All this is for this month, Max. A lot of good stuff. So I'm hoping that with all these changes, all these new implementations, and all these investments that I'm making, people will have a better experience working with FFF. That's the
yeah,
goal.
that sounds like a lot of really good shit. All right, now give us some of the bad. Don't give me all the fluff. Don't give me all the fluff, Manny. Give me some of the negatives here. You got people complaining about you on social media? That's it? What's the come on, what else?
I
Is there
think
any, because all of those rules that you just said sound really favorable towards a trader. You're
right.
moving the live accounts, doubling the max payout, you're doing all these things. What else?
Well, honestly, there's no fine print. There's nothing hidden. I think the biggest complaint really has been the scaling and our outdated dashboard. I do, I think those are the two main things that people have complained. From an affiliate admin standpoint, it's having access to your link as an affiliate. So the main issues that people have complained about are being addressed. Another complaint was the delay in responding to customers for their needs. So when we have big sales like this one day pass, right? We have more traction. We have more people calling, more people requesting service. So we need to ramp up our customer service. So honestly, that's what I hear. The number one has been the scaling, right? And
Right. Yeah,
so
no, I've definitely heard that. I've
yeah,
definitely
so
heard that.
outside of that, I think that as we go forward, and I think Jacob and Jadon and Danny, they did a good job in addressing a lot of these things from the
Right.
beginning. So I got to give them credit for the work that they put in. That, from a trader standpoint, they were looking to see how can we make this function for
Right.
the trader, and that continues, right? That vision
They
continues.
they used to say, what was their thing? What was their thing, Lam? They
They
said
put the
Buy
goals
traders
together.
for traders.
buy
Right.
traders for traders. That was their thing. Now you're not a trader. So now
No.
is
I
it
was going to ask that.
what's the new mission statement for the company?
That's a good question. The name of the company is Funded Futures Family, and this is something that I applied in the Medicare business, but it's basically our family putting your family first, right? We want to make sure that you are taken care of. And, we are, when we say you, we're talking about the trader, the user.
Right.
There's people out there who have shared their testimonies of what they do with their payout. As a matter of fact, I think you called me like 3 weeks ago about a guy that was taking care of his best friend, and we gave him a free account, I think it was.
Yeah,
So
Perkins.
those are the
Perkins.
types of things
Yep,
that
Perkins.
right?
And
Those are the types of things.
I
Mhm.
can show you, Manny. I'll show you actually something really cool. You want to see something really cool? I'm glad you brought that up. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Perkins actually posted. Let me see if I can find this. He posted it somewhere. Actually moderators, try and find Perkins post. He right here. I found it. Check this out. Check this out, Manny. You did this for this guy, and bang, he posted yesterday at 7 o'clock at night. He got his account passed. The free account you gave him, the 150K account. He said, I did that shit. Finally got his account passed. Blow it up for Perkins, guys. This is a great kid. This is a
Yeah.
great kid. I called Manny directly and I said, we got a kid here who needs help. He has given his life to taking care of his best friend who's handicapped. He gave up all of his shit to take care of his best friend who's handicapped. and you gave him a couple free accounts live. I called you on the live show, and he got that account funded, Manny. So I mean, that's huge. And you know, this community, I'm all about giving back. Me and Lama have given back $56,000 since January 4th. And I know I know that's something you and I spoke about when we were talking about affiliations and stuff. And that's also something that you value, giving back. And when I called you, you said it's a no-brainer. Give him whatever he wants, basically. I was like, but so can you kind of speak on that a little bit?
Yeah, like I told you earlier, I grew up in a very dysfunctional family. I lost my mother when I was very young. I was homeless for a few months. So I know what it is to not have. I know what it is to need some help, right? So when I hear stories like this, we like to, and I say we, I mean me and my family, my wife and I, we like to contribute, right? We've helped people with different things that we are not looking to get recognition or credit for. But there's people that are close to us, or stories that people share that they're going through cancer, they have chemo needs, but they can't afford to make their maximum out of pocket. There's other people that just need some help. They have 2, 3 kids. They need some food on the table. Whatever we could do. As a matter of fact, I've thought about, posting on X or having my team create some type of a post where, hey, share your story. Why should we give you $1,000? Stuff like that, right? Like you guys do with being generous, I think is key. I think everyone needs some help sometime. And, but that's just from a personal standpoint, Max. I've been married for almost 27 years. I love life. I love family. It's not perfect, but it's healthy. And the idea is to be able to bring into this industry, in which I've learned that this industry can be a dirty industry, right? And because I don't come with that, and one of the biggest things out there that I hear, and I believe it's a scripture is saying that the love of money is the root of all evil. And so not having the love of money first, I think is key to be able to run a business like this in a very healthy way, right? So instead of having the family or the money, the family, the friends, my structure is different. Mine is God, my wife, my family, my friends, and maybe money's more like number 5 or 6. So that allows us to have a structure that will give people the confidence that we're going to take care of them. We're going to make plans that are doable so people could have reasonable goals like this guy and get his payout and pay him on time. That's what it comes down to.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I saw in the chat a bunch of people asking about daily payouts. Is daily payouts something that you guys would consider?
That's a good question. We are considering it. We are now.
Whoa.
With everything that's coming live this month, Max, I don't want to overwhelm what we're going to implement, but it is something that we intend to do. We see what everyone else is doing. We hear the people that request this, and I think it's key. That I told you earlier, our dash, the last piece of it is the payout mechanism, and so that's why we've invested in that payout mechanism for 2 reasons. One, because this will help us monitor our risk through the admin dashboard. And number 2, if we do implement the daily payout, it'll be all automated, right? I just have to go in there and press OK, and it'll be taken care of. So it is something that we are working to do.
And for the live program, because you guys are developing a new live program, there's really no reason why a live trader shouldn't be able to withdraw daily, right? I mean, they're going to have their split.
Yeah, daily for sure. Yeah, that is a done deal. Yeah. And we have working on that right now, Max. I know there's been announcements in the past. Hey, the new dash. Hey, the new plans. But like I told you, and I'm being very honest to everyone, there has been a transition period. And so we have the ops team that I want in there now, and the people that I need around me now, so that we can make all these things happen. And that's what's been happening in the back end.
Daily payouts, I mean, that's huge. And I mean, if you guys are going to open a straight to sim funded plan as well, I mean, there's really no reason besides consistency. But after consistency, right, the payouts there should be no payout windows. Some other firms are doing that. Is that something you guys are considering moving towards, like more structured, easier payouts for the trader?
That's the goal, and I'm hoping that the trader could see that real soon with our new dashboard. That's the idea. Once we roll out the new dashboard, as far as we're concerned, right, our team has tested it. We've tested it. We've shared it with a few people, including yourself, some info. But it's also going to take a few weeks of getting more feedback from the actual traders. We're going to listen. I'm going to listen. I'm going to get more feedback and continue to make it better, right? Continue to make our plans better and our system better, so people do like it, so we have a good reputation, so people can continue to stay. Because like I said earlier, there's a lot of options, right? We just want to be one of the preferred options because people could say, I like their service, I like their plans, I like how fast they pay, and I'm happy here, so I'll continue to work with FFF. That's the goal.
Right. And what would you say? I mean, I agree. I love working with FFF. I don't plan on stopping working with FFF. Llama. Llama. Now, my wonderful co-host here. I mean, Manny, you might not know a lot about the Llama. All right. This guy, he's a legend in the game. All right. And what'd you just stuff in your gullet? What'd you just eat? What'd you just get? This is what
was a grape. Was that a grape?
Hell no, that wasn't no grape. That was a whole ass tray of brownies. Reese's.
All right.
Yo.
At least we have something. Not like Reese's Pieces. We're good.
He's always eating. He's always eating something filthy. He has a McGriddle McDonald's sandwich, and then he tries to tell us it's a salad every time. And he eats 9 times a day. You can't get him to stop. Manny. Manny, you lost a lot of weight. What can you say to this guy? His chair is literally on the verge of death.
He was on Ozempic, bro.
No, I was not on Ozempic. It's conviction. It's conviction. That's what
can you say to the Llama? The Llama is literally 2 more peanut butter cups away. What advice could you give to him about his health?
I'll make it easier for you, man. Gastric sleeve surgery. That's all you need. You don't need Ozempic.
I was looking into it.
You're covered.
You're gonna have to pull a blimp down to get the fucking needle for it.
Hey, being healthy is life. Not too long ago, last year, I got sick. I had a gallbladder stones, and I was in the hospital for about a week, man. And I remember telling my wife, it got so painful that I was not afraid to die at some point with all the pain, right? So being healthy is life, right? We want to stay healthy, and you live better, longer, and so that's all.
My father-in-law, he gives me the talk. My father-in-law gives me the talk about you're making money, life is good, but the trading's going well, your social media, but he never talks to me directly. He's never like, I'm worried about your weight or I'm worried about your health. He always says, I take care of myself and I do this for myself. I do cardio every day and I want to look good and feel good. And, I really worry about my weight and my health. And he goes, And that's how he always presents it to me. Some real passive aggressive shit. And I'm just like, got it, John. Thanks. Got it.
It comes down to conviction, right? So,
yeah. Manny, now your son, before all the props.
What were you saying before you got distracted with my peanut butter cup?
I don't know.
On a whole other topic.
What was the topic?
I don't know. You were saying something about me.
He was saying how he's a fan of FFF, but then you were going to say something about Llama. I guess Llama's not. Is that what you were going to say?
I don't know.
No, I was going to say he's 800 pounds or something like that. No. What I was going to say, I remember. I was going to say he's top notch. The guy is top notch, great trader. But he makes mistakes like all of us, and he popped his 4 FFF fundeds, and he texted me. He was mad as fuck at himself. He was mad. He messed up. You got a funded trader here with FFF, and he popped it. What if you have traders like that? What would you say to a trader like that?
Man, that's a good question. I don't know what to say that'll make them feel better.
Right.
Right, but it's just.
You could talk some shit to him if you want. I don't understand.
I could tell you this. I'll tell you this. This is something that stands out in our system. The amount of people that request a payout is 80, 90, 100 people, and I get a lot of beef on the socials. I'm lazy. Our payout mechanism is not implemented yet. We just talked about that. So when there's let's say Llama did request a cash out for all 4 accounts, right. Instead of me doing one at a time, I just consolidate it, right? One payment to him for all 4 accounts. So sometimes it looks like we did less payouts, but we did a bunch of payouts. It's just I consolidated it, right? But what I could tell you is that from all the requests that we get, it's under 5% are denied for the scaling, and under 10% are denied in general. I mean, it's really good. People caught on. People are doing well, and they're getting paid out. That's why our number of payouts is really high. So I just encourage them to continue to play. That's
actually
take advantage of these discounts. Or if you get me on a good day and you get my soft side, send me a message through socials. Hey, Manny, help me out. Take care of me, and you might catch me on a good moment, right? I go to church on Sundays. Maybe that's the better day. Hey, Manny, take care of me. That's the truth, right? We don't want to
do like 10:30 a.m.
Yeah. What time, Manny? Hey, Manny, what time, real quick? Should someone text you or message you?
Like
Yeah, Lama.
And I'm usually in a good mood. I'm a very optimistic person, so I'll take care of you, Lama. Don't worry.
Oh, Manny, I had a question. I actually have a question that I'm sure the chat would love. And I actually called Jayden about this about a week ago, and I called a few other affiliates because, Max's fat ass doesn't know anything about anything. So with the target, a lot of people say when you get funded, you have to stay within a consistency rule on the funded account of your target. But what is the target?
Well,
is it because I saw the math that you guys said, and is it your first day times 0.4, and then that's the target, and then you have to stay in consistency of that? Because my first day I had made $2,000 per account, and then I kept smacking around like $900 per account, and I was up I had over like 15-20K to withdraw, and then I popped it like 2 days ago.
It's your highest day, because I did the same exact thing where I thought I reset a 1 day to pass account, but I reset a normal account, and I YOLO'd it to the 9,000, and I hit it. And then the next day I thought was waiting for my "you're funded" certificate, and then I looked the next day and it was like, nah, you need 18,900 to pass the account.
No, Max, I'm talking about fund. There's a consistency rule when you are funded.
Right. It should be. Oh, Manny can speak on it, of course.
Depending on the account, our consistency rule starts at the 40%, 45%, 50%, and then after 5 trading days, or the 56 payout is none. Is what it is. What I think some of the confusion is being caused by is the change of the payout, the payout structure from the old plans versus the new plans. So the old plans, as of today or yesterday, what's the date today? The 6th. As of today, that is over, the old way. The new way is a lot trader friendly. And that was part of the reason why we changed the payout structure, because I believe people will have more payout opportunities in a more friendly environment, right? So, but it would be Lama might talk to you after this and take care of you and resolve some of these issues that you're having.
It would be 40% of the first day of your biggest day.
Of the best day.
My best day was my first day. I made $2,000 the first day per account.
Right. If you made $2,000 the first day, you would multiply that by 40% consistency, and then you would need to make like $5,000 to get past the threshold.
That's
on that
exactly
account.
What it was. Okay,
right.
Cool.
That's how it works. It's your best day times 0.4 as a 40% consistency rule. So most props have those. Consistency rules are different on funded versus evals. And a lot of people don't know the math behind that, but it's your best day. And then whatever the consistency rule is, you multiply it by, like, for 40% FFF, you multiply that by 0.4, and then you'll get your total buffer profit range that you need to go through. I'm so much better at math than you, Lama. It's disgusting. It is disgusting how much better. I'm like, boom.
Not even close.
Yeah.
Manny, I'm a mathematician.
Oh, I see that. We're going to bring you on, Max. You're going to be part of
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I love you, but no, hell no.
Hey, do we want to do another giveaway here, Max?
Fine, I'll take it, Manny. Fine, I guess. If you're in the giving mood, I'll take it. Like, if you're just,
no, let's ask the chat. We got 400 people here. Does anyone want another 150K account? Does anyone want another 150K account? I mean, it looks like
170, Max.
Is there any other rumors you want to address, Max? Anything you want me to clarify as far as ownership goes? I mean, I'm here to clarify things, right?
I think it makes a lot of sense. A lot of people are going to think, since you're Danny's dad, he has part of it, but it makes sense for Danny to be an affiliate because
Right.
like me and Max spoke about, I begged Max to open a prop firm with me. And that's how we became that was what really got us close. And then we kept talking, and then we opened this up. And then we start to figure out the headache behind the prop firm.
Right.
And the easiest thing is to be an affiliate. I got nothing to worry about other than say use code P2P, code BDM, and that's it. Nothing else.
It is a lot of work, guys. There is a legal team behind this that had to put a lot of things in place. Right. Now, I live in California, so I have to abide by a lot of California regulations. There's a finance team, a CPA, who I had a meeting before meeting with you. There's so much in the back end that people don't understand. But if you do everything properly and you make the right moves and the right investments, it will be profitable, right?
Right.
That's the key. So it's not easy, but it's doable. And we talked briefly earlier about partnerships. I also had a bad experience with a partnership, and so I could tell you, I will not have any partnerships. There will not be another co-owner. I would rather share a piece of the pie in a commission type of structure. I believe in making a little bit of a lot. What happens is people get greedy and they want a lot of a little bit, and then they go out of business, right? So a little bit of a lot makes more sense because that way everyone wins, and everyone likes a win-win situation, and that's the way we structure it.
Right. I mean, that's great. The one thing you want to address some rumor. Okay, this isn't a rumor, but this actually has come from a bunch of people in the server before. Now that I remember you said this, your fees and commissions for FFF, have you been told that they're higher than normal? And if so, are you aware? And is there any plans in the future to lower the fees within FFF? And specifically to the micros. The micros seem to be the new wave. A lot of people are entering micros over minis and scaling out of their future trades, which I love. I love that people are sizing down, but they're getting hit with larger commissions because you're entering 30 micros. You're getting smoked. Now, compared to other props, FFF does have a pretty high fee with their micros. Were you and do you have anything to do with that or any plans with that?
Yeah, our new plans address that, Max, and I will share that with you in the next couple of days. We're finalizing this.
Right.
Since you brought it up, I will share it with you first so that you could see it and actually show it to the public.
Oh, yeah.
But those are things that we are addressing. Those are the things that we want to make more user-friendly. Obviously, you can't go into the business and give everything away because you'll go broke. That's not a business, right? But we are looking to compete. Right, we're looking to compete, and we want to make sure that what we offer is top notch and a little bit better than the next guy. Right, and not everyone is running their business properly, so we're not going to copy someone that isn't doing things right. So
definitely,
all these things will be addressed in the next few days.
From a business standpoint, I'm a business owner. I've owned multiple companies. My family has a bunch of entrepreneurs, and like the same people complaining about like, oh, FFF's trash. They don't pay out. They don't have a lot of payouts. Oh, and they only paid out $500K this month. But like, have you ever looked from a business owner standpoint? Like, I'm sitting here like, damn, they're making a lot of money and they're not paying out a lot of money. This is a good, the company's growing healthy, and then when people refer to the term healthy, they're talking about the back end fundamentals of a company. And so your fundamentals must be getting stronger, right? If a lot of the traders had a bad week, especially on one day to pass or whatever. So people say that, and I'm just like, you've never owned a business. You have no idea what you're talking about. And like, this is a great thing for longevity. So like the longevity, if you're looking at longevity, like with FFF, I mean, you just announced a ton of shit you're doing in the next month, but what about a year from now? What's the deal?
Yeah, well, that's the idea, is to continue to innovate and continue to implement. One of the things that I want to do with FFF and for the next year is have unique offerings, right? Not just offering what everyone is offering, but we want to make it more unique. I don't have the blueprint of what will make this unique just yet, but that's my goal, right? You have to set goals. As far as the profits or the money coming in, Max, I have over 10 developers on hire. I'm investing. This is not free. This costs money, and there's bills to pay. But that's what I'm saying. That's priority. First thing what you do, you do your payouts. You pay your staff, you pay your commissions, and then you innovate and you invest to make this better. It's like everything. That's the way it has to be. A lot of people get caught up seeing money that they've never seen in their bank account. So they get tempted to go buy a beautiful car or take a great vacation that is really not affordable. And they're spending more than what's coming in. And that's what happens. And that's why people go backwards.
I see what you did there. Now, a lot of people I know what I see what you fucking did there, Manny. There we go. There we go. I knew it was going to come out sooner or later, Lama. I knew it. Hey, so Manny, what you're saying is you're not going to go buy a bunch of cars right now? Because,
Aston Martin's not your type of car?
Able to do that before I bought FFF with my Medicare business. So, I'm a grandfather, man. I'm a family man. I have my children, I have my grandkids. So my priorities are different, right? And so that helps. That helps with this business. Right. And so no, I'm not gonna go buy any exotic cars or just pocket money. Even then,
bunch of jewelry, right? Like,
yeah. I mean,
so mature.
What I have today, I had it before I had FFF. With FFF. And again, that was a structure that Jaden and Danny set the bar from the beginning. As the CFO, I could tell you, and I vouch for them on this, they weren't getting any pays either. It was all about having money in the reserve, an X amount of money, so that we have money for a rainy day or when we do stuff that we take risks on. You need to have money in order for you to take risks. And that's what will allow me to create a unique FFF brand where we have things that we could sustain. That's what it comes down to.
Absolutely. Holy shit. It's 6 p.m. and futures.
Real chart.
Absolutely exploded to the upside. We are live. Hey, and let me just say real quick, 50% off right now during the whole time while the CEO, Mr. Morazz, is right there in the seat next to me. 50% off. No activation fee. 1 day to pass. 300-point move right now on futures. Get to work.
We may need to extend it to another hour. We need to make that call for one more hour.
Hey, listen, I'm going to keep asking you questions. Hold on real quick. Did you know that I participated in a trade-off versus your son? He came to my house here at Max Options Trading, and he was talking shit, and we did a trade-off. And I whooped his ass. Live in front of
Class A spanking. Like if you were to catch him at 13 years old smoking a little bit of pot, and you would have gave him one of those guys, he got one of those.
Imagine your son talking back to your mother, your wife, real young. I mean, you're gonna give him a solid slap on the ass. That's what happened when Danny came in here. I whooped him up. So as expected.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, as expected, he did put up a good fight. He put up a way better fight than Jaden, and Lama popped his account within 30 seconds, I feel like, that day. So 45 seconds. Lama was out in minutes. Jaden who even knows what he was doing. But yeah, me and Danny were going at it, a trade-off, Manny, and I actually whooped his ass. So what do you think about that?
I encourage you to give him a rematch. I think Danny over the last 6 weeks has been going through this transition of his consistency that he's working on, things that he's working on his personal self. I challenge you to challenge him one more time. That would be fun, right? Lama, you probably beat them both, right?
I would love to have Danny up here. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, Manny. I'm gonna be Manny and Danny. Wow, I see what you did there. So I'm gonna be honest with you. We had to nerf your son. We had to nerf him because he's used to trading with 78 contracts. So we told him we can only go max 5. And we were a little bit, I'm gonna be honest here, we were a little bit frightened of the guy. But Max did what he had to do and fucking took us home after I popped like 6 pounds.
Yep, we had to take care of business. So we took care of business. It was amazing. We had a really good time, and it was a lot of fun. And he wound up taking the L that day. Unfortunately, he wound up taking the L that day. So he wants to come up. No, he ain't coming up here. Ain't no shot. He's coming up here. Ain't no shot. Yeah, he's out of control. Come on, Max. Come on. No, Danny, you are welcome to trade versus us. You're welcome in the Big Daddy Morning Show anytime, brother. You are more than welcome to come get dusted again. But guys, this Manny, this has been great. I got to tell you, I'm actually like you're nothing like I expected. I've talked to you on the phone a couple times. I thought I was gonna come out here blazing, and we were gonna talk some shit about Danny and FFF, and to be honest, like you're the complete fucking opposite of what I expected. You seem super grounded. You got your priorities in check, and you seem like you got priority. I mean, it just seems great. Like, it seems like Danny. Now, what happened to Danny? What happened?
Yeah. What happened there?
I have three boys. Danny is the boy in the middle, right? So I think that's, yeah. But no, Danny has a lot of there's a lot of good things about Danny. It's just, he's young and he had a lot of success very young in
Right.
this industry. And like I told you earlier, I think this could be a very dirty industry.
Right.
A lot of people have different talents. Danny doesn't have a talent when it comes to public speaking, in my opinion, right? But when it comes to trading and doing what he does best, I think Danny is one of the best out there. And regardless of what people say, I've seen his numbers. I'll give him a hard time myself sometimes, right? But
Right.
it's just, and at the end of the day, Max, we all have free will. Danny is now an adult. My other boys are adults. And everyone has free will. You're going to do what you decide to do. We are always giving them the best advice possible. The people that surround them give them the best advice possible. And I think, like I said earlier, Danny has been listening, and I think he's been changing and maturing through life. And I think he's going to be good. He has a lot of potential, and I think he's going to do very well.
One of the things that you said just now sticks out. You said, we all have free will, and you also believe in the freedom of speech, which is awesome. Because when we were talking before, I said, listen, you come on a podcast, it might be flooded with people who just want to shit talk you and see you fail and all this. And you straight up said they're allowed to voice their opinions. Everyone deserves freedom of speech. And if they have something to say, it's better to say it and then not say it at all. And I thought that was one of the most impressive statements that you've ever said. And I think that was really fucking awesome, and I believe in that as well, and like you said, listen, publicity is publicity. And I think that's badass when you said that. You're like, I don't want, it doesn't matter what they got to say, let them say it. You believe in the freedom of speech and free will and everything. Okay, real quick, I got everyone, Danny and 10 people are spamming me about Mexico. What's Mexico? What happened in Mexico?
What's happening in Mexico?
Let's tap into this Mexico real quick. Before we do tap into Mexico, though, guys, we are rounding third base on the podcast right now. He's donated a lot of his time. He's gone over his allotted time right now, 50% off. 1 day to pass. No activation fee. Right now, futures is wild. You can trade news. You can do apparently a lot on FFF right now. It's literally until we log off this show. As soon as I say goodbye, everyone, have a good night, the promo is done. So we're trying to stretch this for you, but it's getting there, And
I got to do payouts. So yeah. Today's payout day, Max.
Right. I know, and I appreciate you. But what is Mexico? What is he talking about?
So Danny, as I mentioned, he has free will, and when he was under 18, his mother and I, we did our best to align him in the proper path. But Danny had some trouble. He was making bad choices. And it had nothing to do with drugs or alcohol. It was just his behavior issues, right? And so we ended up sending him out to Mexico, in Ensenada, Mexico, Baja California, to this center for youth with behavioral issues. And we locked him up for 3 months. Initially, because of his behavior, when I told him, he didn't fight it. He made it very easy. He's, oh, yeah, take me. I don't care. So that made it easy. But from a parent standpoint, even today, it's not easy for you to take your son who you love to put him in a place that you think is going to help him.
You deported him.
Value life, right? And I told Danny this before. I don't regret it. I did what I can. I did my best. We were driving for 4 hours there, 4 hours back every week to watch him through a camera, to get counseling. And so our intention was to help him with his behavior, right? And once he came out, he got better. But again, the choices he's made in his life, a lot of them are good, a lot of them are not. And so, but again, people have this concept of Danny. Danny's a good guy. He's very talented at what he does. He's just made some mistakes that become a big news. and
Right.
then people attack him.
I'm
That's
not
what
sure
happened.
why he wanted to tell that story, Danny. You're a weirdo. I got President Trump on speed dial, by the way, Manny. So you had Danny deported to Mexico, and somehow he got back here. And I'm really wondering about the legitimacy of how he got back. So if I need to call Donnie T, you let me know. He's one button away, and we'll right back to Mexico.
Yeah.
Right
Well,
back. No,
he is a
seriously.
citizen, so he won't get deported. But we went that route because it was more of a spiritual thing that we thought would be good for him, right?
Yeah,
But again,
whose kids in my generation, military camp, juvie. I mean, that was part of the culture. You fuck around, you get sent. Summer
exactly.
camp. Yeah, yeah,
That's
you're
what
going to summer. You
I,
went to summer camp.
yeah,
That's part of
exactly.
the generation. There's nothing
That's
wrong with
what
it at all.
that's
Manny, so just to recap here, you're thinking about a one day to pass permanently. You're
correct.
thinking about a straight to sim funded plan. You're
Correct.
switching the payout structure, and daily payouts are on the table for live accounts, straight to sim and payout windows. You thinking about removing those,
The
and just
correct.
for the straight to sim plans. You're automating the scaling rule like right now. That's one of the thing. The scaling
I-
rule is basic. It's automated. It's gone.
Exactly. They're testing this now. Before I got
Right.
on the call with you, because I was going to talk about it, I made sure.
Right.
And yeah, that's going to be taken care of. It's going to be automated.
Right.
But yeah, new plans are coming. I think people will like them much more than what they do now. And I told you earlier, we've had thousands of traders go through FFF.
Right.
There's some that stay. There's others that go. That's how it is, right?
Part of the business.
But we're looking at a permanent one did pass. We're looking at the straight to funded account and the live with daily payouts. So yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
good things are happening.
And in the future, is there this Manny's got to do payouts on Tuesday. That might go away, and we might have a set, you might have a set no payout window when they hit their consistency and they hit their buffers, get your paychecks for funded
That's
traders.
the goal. And with this new payout mechanism, it's just putting to test how would that function, how would that work, and having the right people in
Right.
the positions to get this done. So,
Right.
yeah.
You guys, no activation fees. That's like life. You started that way. You can't really integrate that, right? Is there any regret in not doing an activation fee?
No, I think it's one of the uniquenesses that we can offer. I know others do as well. But the way I see it, Max, is what's the point of having the prop firm if you're going to have a lot of limitations? You have to go full force as much as you can so that you create an attraction. You just have to have it set up where everyone could win. A little bit of a lot is better than trying to take a lot of a little bit. That's what I believe in.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with that. So, I mean, and then you got you hired 10 developers, you got the back end dashboard it's going to be sick. And for affiliates and for everyone, the payout junction, 24-hour support is unheard of in this business.
We've been interviewing for the last couple of weeks to do that, and our ops team has been working on that. I'm very confident of everything that's going to change is for the good. And I wouldn't say it if it wasn't going to happen. It has to happen.
Right. I mean, 24-hour support, I think that would be unbelievable. I mean, there's a lot of great props out there that give support. And we appreciate it. I can't imagine how many people are flooded, props. I can't imagine how many support tickets in my
thing. So yeah.
In my Discord since we opened in January, we're at 2,796 tickets. That's in 4 months, and we're just Lama. We're just in a free Discord about to hit 3,000 tickets. So I can't imagine what a prop firm has to go through, and my support staff is unbelievable. Unbelievable. They are the best in a free Discord world, and so I know what a good support team can do for you and for your company. And they are my team. I mean, if I'm not going to tell you can hire my team, but my team, they would run that ship like a fucking well-oiled machine, baby.
Max, and I do want to give you a lot of props and credit. I do have to say to your public that you've been with us since day one. You never even thought about jumping ship. You've been very supportive. And I think it just goes because of what we've done on our end to take care of you and everyone else.
Right.
Good communication. You can call me on a Sunday night and say, Manny, I need this, and I'll take care of you. And so I thank you. I thank you for being with us. And I'm hoping that we could continue to work together for many more years to come. So I appreciate it.
And I've been what Manny just said is 100% true. But even with all the beef and the drama, I told my people during the show too. I'm not gonna sit here and listen to other people who sheep, followers, and I'm not just gonna formulate an opinion and change my opinion about someone because someone else is talking shit on the internet. I don't give a shit about that. I don't believe in that schoolgirl drama, grown ass men talking like kids in the middle school fucking locker room and stuff like that. Jay Dunn and Danny were my boys before they opened a prop firm. They were my boys during the prop firm. They were my boys during their whatever transpired that led them out of the prop firm business. And now you took over and we've had an outstanding working relationship. So I'm not going to let the opinion of sheep fucking swerve what I like, what I'm doing, and what I got going on. Lama's currently in an FFF account up $1,700 right now, trading the FFF live. The Lama just stopped. He's drinking and trading. Never drink and trade. We don't condone drinking and trading. And remember, nothing we talk about is financial advice. We're not financial advisors. We're filming the Traders and Haters podcast. So, Manny, this has been unreal, my friend. I'm not gonna lie. We talked on the phone a lot, but I've actually never met you. You are fucking awesome, dude. You're down to earth. You're a straight shot. And it's a lot. It's very comforting for me knowing because we just entered a partnership with FFF, and you guys are officially taking over 10 shows a month with the Big Daddy Morning Show and the Traders and Haters podcast. We have officially launched a fucking partnership, a sponsorship, and we're going to be giving away back to the community a ton. And that was so important to me, finding someone who's willing to give back to the community. That was my number one thing. And Manny said, without a doubt, that it lines with what we got going on. And so Funded Futures Family is officially going to be the sponsor of the Big Daddy Morning Show a couple times a week and a couple times of the Traders and Haters podcast. So we can expect to see bigger, better, more badass things and more giveaways, more awareness about the prop and all the great things that you got going on. And I couldn't be more excited. Seriously, I couldn't be more excited. I think it's going to be wonderful. I think it's going to be so badass. I can see my chat already knows that it's going to be so badass because they see how good you've been to them. And so makes my job easy. You're good to the people are going to be good to the prop and the business and the guy who's taken over. This is extremely comforting for me and for everyone else and for all the future affiliates. All they need to do is probably watch this. And I got to tell you, if you hold your word to what you just said, the plans that were coming down with FFF, if you hold your word. Yeah, we got a funded FFF account already. Damn, we got funded FFF accounts coming in. This is crazy. We really appreciate it. But if all of those changes come to fruition in the next month and few months, Manny, I got to tell you, I think FFF is going to shoot to the top of the leaderboards. I think FFF is going to easily shoot to the top of the leaderboards. It seems like you really are listening to the people and making the appropriate trader favorable moves. And that's what's important is you're making the trader favorable moves, doubling how much they can make, moving them to live accounts. You want to get paid whenever, the shit that people really like, it's unreal. And you could tell that your personality is coming through the changes. And that's awesome.
And in the next few weeks, as we implement all this, Max, it'd be good to talk again and talk about and hold me accountable to this stuff, right? And like I said, if there's something that isn't working, talk about it, right? And again, thank you for your time. I do have to get out and do payouts, Max.
Yes.
I don't know if you want to continue to do the giveaways. They're there. You request them when they're ready, and we'll take care of these people.
We will, Manny. Thank you so much. I just have one last question.
Sure.
Is your ass Filipino? Be honest.
No. You know what? I went to as far as doing a DNA test because my mom was an orphan. So she'd never met her father, and there was some stories that her father was Chinese or something, right? And so I went as far as doing a DNA test, and no, I'm Mexican. I'm Mexican, and that's what I was born in San Diego, California.
Just in case, Lama.
Welcome Manny Chiefs in the chat.
Yeah, let's get some Manny just in case we didn't. Lama, would you like to properly greet Manny with me real quick, Manny? Just in case. We thank you for your time, Manny. You are a fucking legend. W's in the chat for the CEO of Funded Futures family, Manny Morazz, thank you so much for joining us, brother. Go enjoy paying out those traders. That's the best part. We are going to hold your ass accountable for those changes because it's important for the people. It's important for the industry that you have a CEO that's being held accountable and you're willing to put yourself out there like that. I think that's amazing, dude. I think that's amazing. Great shit, Manny. Hey, listen, it was an honor, a privilege to meet you finally, officially during a podcast that, we get to finally meet and chat like this, have a friendly, open conversation. And I look forward to working with you in the future. I really do. And I want to thank you for real.
I'd have to fly down to your end of the woods and take you out and have a great steak somewhere in person, right? So
meat market.
Meat market?
Whatever you want.
Meat market?
I'm a big steak guy, so
sounds like he wants to go to the meat market. Manny, we appreciate you.
The meat market.
Go ahead and tell your back. We're going to close this out with the llama. Go ahead and if you could just leave that sale up for about another 15 minutes. That's all we need.
I'll make it happen. I'll let my developers know right now.
You're the man, Manny. Thank you so much
for joining us. It
was a pleasure. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
It is that time. I'm going to let you know right now. Here it comes. The end of the 50% sale. Nope. Here comes the end. It's ending right now. It's time to shut it down, Llama. The last chance right now for you guys to load up the 50% sale. Mods, let's push it into the community chat for anyone. Actually, let me push it into the chat real quick for anyone. Where is it? Where's the whole post? Where's the whole post? Look at all these people passing and YOLOing the challenge right now. That's crazy. That's crazy. The code is BDM. Mods, where's the whole post? Where's the whole thing? I posted an ad everyone at the beginning. Where the hell's it at? Let's get the last post out here for everybody. It's ending right now. Right there. Bang. Got it. Copy that text. Hit everyone with that. Hit everyone with that thing real quick. 3 minutes left. What a sale. What a sale. Awesome sale. And it was a great freaking day. It was probably the best podcast. An unbelievable job, everybody. We appreciate you all. Remember, nothing we do is financial advice for not financial advisors. We are here filming the Traders and Haters podcast, sponsored by the Funded Future family and the CEO, Manny Morazz. We really appreciate Manny coming on and shooting it straight with everybody, really settling the score and everything. It was a great time. We had a blast. Appreciate all of y'all coming up and everything, and everybody participation and having a good time. Appreciate my co-host, Lama Red Pajama, crazy man. And as always, guys, check out the free Discord. Like, comment, subscribe on the socials. Check out the free Discord. We got so much good shit for you guys. Alerts, bots, gamma, tweets, futures watch lists, economic news, classes, indicators, coaching, whatever y'all need to succeed, let us know. Fuck with Pay to Play University. Come check out the Mastermind. Tip the damn staff here. They work for free and they are the number one support staff in the game. They are the number one support staff in the game. I'm telling you right now. And as always, all that we ask, if you guys are going to support us here at MOT, the only thing that we ask is that you hit that code BDM on the props that we work with. You hit code BDM, you hit code P2P. We gave away 350K accounts and 3 resets today. So I don't know what the total is, Logan, but add that up. That's our new total. Maybe 4. I don't even know. Yeah, we gave away 3 or 4 resets too. So great job, everyone. We appreciate everybody. We appreciate our sponsors. And this was an unbelievable episode of the Traders and Haters podcast. We've now officially given out $57,252, Llama. 57 bands, and we're just getting started, baby. We're gonna hit a $250,000 at least. Llama is twisted. My boy is absolutely tanked right now. We appreciate you guys, and thank you for showing up. And the sale ends as soon as Llama stops talking. Llama.
I'm fucked up. Hey, I'll catch y'all boys tomorrow, man. That boy is shit. Yo, Max, turn the shit off. Hurry up.
My bad, blood. Hey, Drink some water, player. I'll see you in the morning, all right?
Wait, hold up.
Yo!
I'm not gonna lie, I'm tweaking. Yeah, I see y'all boys tomorrow for the power hour.
Big Daddy Max. We for power hour. We'll see y'all.
Oh man.